having a job is an ick. Oh, being dirty is an ick, but like riding a duck and having fun is an ick. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rose. Today's video, we are going to be talking about episode 1 through 6 of Love is Blind. Please let me know what you're thinking, who you think is going to end up together, who you think is going to break up. If you're even into this show, you watch other people's review, but I really appreciate you watching my review because I got so much to say. I got so much that I want to pick y'all brains about. If you watched my last video, I said because of the age range, I didn't think that there was going to be a lot of drama. I thought people were going to be here strictly for love or just have like a emotional maturity to them. And I don't know, I'm not really seeing that. I'm really shocked by how this season is going so far already with just 6 episodes in. Okay, if you have any opinions or anything you want to say, please do not be afraid to comment them down below. Okay, episode 1 is called No Situationship. I love the way that they started off. I thought the intro was super duper cute. I really liked the little singing session that the men had, and I think you kind of got the feel of how close the boys are going to be throughout the pods just by this scene alone. Literally throughout the pods, the boys were really emotional with each other. They were really vulnerable with each other, and I really like that. Every season we're seeing more of like men being vulnerable, and I think it's refreshing to see that, especially with grown men, and I really like that they added that. Also with the pods, I feel like I saw less of the girls and more of the men, like the interactions. I don't think I saw a lot of like the girls interactions with each other as much as I saw the men interacting, which I don't know if maybe the girls didn't get along, maybe there wasn't that much footage. I can understand that, you know, girls weren't friendly, especially it's only what, 10 days of dating, so maybe the girls weren't as friendly as the men. That is something that I noticed. Let me know if you noticed that as well. Also, like I said in my last video, there was a lot of people that we were introduced to that we didn't really see a lot of. For example, Jason, I didn't see a lot of Dylan, I didn't see a lot of Jenny, and I was really interested in Jenny. Nina, I didn't see a lot of Morgan. I really was interested in Morgan. I didn't see a lot of Allie. Allie was literally the master esthetician. I didn't see any of her, not really. I didn't see a lot of Tara. I still think we got a lot of couples coming out of the pods for sure. In total, I think we had 6 couples overall. 5 or 6, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's either 5 or 6 couples, which is so much better than last season's, or I think any season thus far. So, you know, clap it up for Love is Blind, clap it up for Love is Blind, clap it up for Love is Blind. Okay, y'all, so coming out of the first episode, I think we have to talk about Leo and Hannah. Hannah specifically, I just feel like being that she's the youngest on the season, I think it spoke a lot of volume with how she acted. She really wanted to not be the type to talk about her looks, but the girl was talking about her looks every single day. She was just very, I don't know, I think she wanted to give hints of what she looked like. I think she wanted to give hints of, you know, she was really pretty. She was a cheerleader in high school. Like, she was this, she was that. And then when she met someone who matched her storyline, I think it kind of took her off guard. She just was giving me a lot of like immature, you know, like she, and granted she is the youngest on the show, like I'm not surprised, but she was being very, very immature on how she went about this process, because the most important thing was to not talk about your looks. And I feel like she did that throughout the beginning of the process. And that could be a reason why Leo stayed around as long as he did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just feel like, well, don't correct me because it's my channel. But I just feel like she was just very chatty about her looks, you know? And that kind of just like rubbed me the wrong way because this is not what this experiment is about. It's not about your looks, okay? I get it. You were cheated in high school, you did this, blah, blah, but it's not about that, honey, okay? All right. So moving on to Leo. I'm not going to lie. I think I wrote it here. Like, I really like Leo. I like Leo because he came off very genuine. He came off as like a nerdy guy. He came off as really like sweet and, you know, like he came from money, but he didn't want to talk about money, even though he spent 2-3 episodes talking about money. I started not necessarily not liking him. I just started noticing that he was the type of dude that was more controlling than he let on. The fact that he grew up with money was really seeping through with the way he was interacting with the girls. When it came to Britney, he started talking about money a little bit more because he saw what kind of girl she was. And I think he was low-key trying to impress her. Like, I think he was trying to do the thing that he said about the Italian word. I think he was trying to do that to her, to us. Like, he would try to make it seem like he didn't care about the fact that he had money and nobody should care that he had money, but he kept bringing up money, you know? And I don't know, I think that kind of made him a little bit disingenuous with how he wanted to be portrayed. It's just like to start off and saying like, I'm very insecure about the fact that I have money. Like, you're not insecure, and that's fine. You don't. Why would you be insecure about money? Like, come on. Now let's talk about Nick D, because Nick D was also in the three-way relationship with Hannah and Leo. Now, when it comes to Nick D, obviously we all was just like, oh, Nick D's a red flag, but ultimately he started to become a kind of like a cool guy, just like genuinely confident about himself. And Buddy is just confident, and there's nothing you could do about that. And I kind of admired that as the episodes like unravel, because he was kind of being consistent. Granted, I don't know how he's gonna be moving forward, but he was being consistent about who he is and who he thinks he is, and also being consistent about his insecurities, especially being that he didn't make it as far as he wanted with his football career or his athletic career, and how he had to humble himself and become a real estate agent. And you know, I think stories like that are very telling, because when someone can't do what they quote unquote want to do, it can be like, it can be depressing. And for him to not dwell on the fact that he's not living the life that he thought he would, I don't know, I kind of like that about him. I like that he's confident about himself, even though he does bring up high school a lot. And that's kind of weird when you're, what, 29, you bring up high school all the time. Like, let it go, it's over. I think him and Hannah had that similarity where they were very obsessed with high school, and maybe they're kind of insecure about where they ended up considering who they thought they were going to be in high school. And you know, a lot of people can relate to that. They're low-key kind of immature. I don't know. I'm not the most mature person on the planet, but just from looking at them, I'm just like, both of y'all are wrong. Both of y'all are moving so similar, but you guys are blaming each other for the way that y'all are moving, which is so crazy. Episode 1 also introduced us to Tyler and Ashley. Now, when it comes to their relationship, I was very, very, very intrigued. Like, they were literally so sweet. They started off really strong. Seeing this type of dynamic on Netflix is very nice for me. And they are obviously a Black couple, and I love that for them. Like, I really like the fact that they were electric from the beginning, and they are a beautiful couple together. Literally, I was so excited for them to see each other because I know that they were gonna be satisfied with one another. And another thing that I didn't even realize, I didn't think Tyler was that tall. Tyler is super tall, at least compared to Ashley. I don't know if Ashley's super short, but Tyler is really tall, and I love that for her. Are you guys ready to talk about Britney and Leo? I'm not going to lie, I literally adore Britney. I think Britney is me in my head. Britney is literally so cute, so bubbly. I'm not gonna lie, the first episode didn't give her a lot of justice, but as you go moving forward, Britney is just like, she's so cute. Like, come on. I don't think I would say the things that Britney says, but I definitely relate to Britney sometimes, okay? I never had a doubt that Britney and Leo would be together because Leo just talks about his finances so much. Like, even though he just didn't want to talk about his finances, or he wanted someone who didn't care about his finances, the way he would talk about it, it's like he wants you to appreciate the fact that he has this to offer. Am I wrong? Like, I just feel like that's the type of dude he was. And Britney is that girl. Britney wants you to have money. Like, Britney had no shame in her game. She's not doing 50-50. She said that her nails, her her workout classes, her hair, her beauty expenses, all that costs money. So she's already spending money on herself, even though we know the girl wants him to spend money on her, but it's fine. We're just gonna believe what she says. Now, will Britney be happy with how Leo looks? I don't know. I'm not sure. We know that Leo will be happy with how Britney looks, for sure. But will Britney be content? Will Britney be satisfied? We'll have to see. Okay, so the next couple we're going to talk about is Tim and Alexandra. Tim and Alexandra are both a Black couple, which I really appreciated. They are starting off really, really emotional, really, really strong, really, really just like heavy on the emotions. Like, it was so emotional. Like, literally every time these two saw each other, they were crying, or talked to each other, they were crying. And I don't know, I think it's something I noticed when, what's his name, Tim brought it up to her and said, you know, I was scared that we weren't gonna have fun, and they eventually was having fun one time in a pod. So I think they have both dynamic where they were where they could have fun with each other, but overall it was really like trauma bonding, you know, type of relationship. Which, if anybody knows, like, trauma bonding relationships can be super toxic and super draining. So I don't know if I was excited. I knew that they would like each other when they come out of the pods, but I was really worried about, you know, how much crying they can really do. I didn't really know how their relationship would end up outside of the pods, but it's just like, it just didn't make sense to me. It just gave me trauma bonding, you know? I didn't know if it was gonna be toxic or healthy, but I know that when I see them in the pod, they were always trauma bonding. Like, they didn't really have an opportunity to be friends. It was really like a therapy session, if that makes sense. My favorite couple from episode 1 has to be Garrett and Taylor. Now, I really hope these two make it through, because when I saw the preview, I don't know. But I really hope that they do make it through, because from the outside looking in, they are perfect for each other. They are both nerds. They have similar backgrounds. Like, they speak a language that is definitely like not understood by someone who didn't go to school. So I really like them. I think they're both emotionally mature. My girl Taylor was definitely playing hard to get, but I think she did it for the right reason. I think because it was so early on of them forming this connection, she had to play kind of hard to get, even when he did say I love you. But they are perfect for each other. I really do hope that they work out, because they are so cute. I don't know if he's as tall as her, because when I was looking at her laying down, Shorty was so tall. Shorty was long, and I don't know, when he was sitting down, I don't know, he was giving me Mr. 5 something. But I really do hope that they work out. I really, 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 really do hope it will work out. So now moving on to episode 2, and the couples that we met, we had Monica and Steven. The first impression that I got from Monica and Steven is that these people are kind of confused, okay? At their big age, they are kind of confused. And I'm sorry, I just can't get around the fact that he had called her a mutt and she agreed to being a mutt. That kind of threw me off a little bit. She's 36 and he's 34. I think their conversations just didn't get as deep as they should have. And I think they just kind of, I don't know, I think they kind of clicked and moved forward. You know, like they just kind of like, oh, I like you too. And move forward. Oh, you're black. And I thought I was white, but I'm really black. And then they didn't move forward. I don't know. It's just kind of like their conversation just didn't have any depth to them, in my opinion. Maybe this is just what we saw. Maybe they talked a little bit more in the back end, but they didn't even talk about like finances, like having kids. They barely talked about how they were raised. At least Monica was just like very, I don't know, she just didn't open up. Like there was no spark to me, but to them there was a spark. Next up we have Bohan, Bodon, and Marissa. Now this is another 3-way. So we had Bohan and Marissa, and we had oh my gosh, Ransom. Oh, I'm saying his name wrong, but we'll just call him Ran. Let me get his name right. I'm not even gonna do that. Okay, his name is Rancis. Okay, that's what I heard her say. I think Bodon and Marissa was really cute to watch, but I do think that she was right to end it off because, like she said, she just didn't feel like a romantic connection as much as she did with Rancis. He definitely understood, because if you look at their connection throughout the pods, they were so similar that it's like, dang, you could be my best friend, like you could be my dog, you could be someone that I hang out with, but it's just like, you can't be my man, you know? Like I could tell that he didn't really excite her as much as Rancis did, like, but you could tell like she was more excited and intrigued, like, you know, like he kept her guessing, he kept her like wondering, he kept her like toes curling, whereas Bohan, she knew everything that she needed to know. It was kind of like, you have no mystery to you, I already know who you are, you're me. But yeah, she ended up picking Ransom, and I think that they complemented each other very well. I think it was Hannah who said that they look like siblings, which honestly, I didn't even notice it until she said it. I was like, wow, they really do resemble each other. For the next episode, we did continue. We had Monica and Steven. Again, I don't think they had any depth to them. I don't think they talked about anything important. I think they were two grown folks who was really like, yo, I'm tired of this. I want to be married. I like you. You seem cool. Let's get married. We don't know nothing about each other. You're just different. And I think it's something that she said outside of the pause too. Like he is an electrician. He didn't go to school. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. But she still like fell in love with him the way that he did. She's just not it. I don't know. Those two we have to keep a lookout for. But that is just my opinion, okay? Now, let's talk about the first looks of these couples, okay? Episode number 3 started off with one of the first reveal, and that was between Garrett and Taylor. Now, the first reveal is always like so awkward for me because I'm always realizing that these people really proposed without seeing each other, and then when they propose again, it's kind of like a redo. And I'm pretty sure even as like a contestant, it's probably so weird to like go through stuff like that. Like being proposed to by someone you've never seen and then getting proposed to them again the first time you've seen them. Like, that's the first interaction physically that you guys have with each other, is getting proposed to. Garrett and Taylor saw each other for the first time, and Garrett is actually taller than Taylor. Like, can you believe that? He was giving me short guy, but he was actually really, really, really tall. I'm so happy for her. Like, I did not know Buddy was this tall. Their interaction was honestly so cute, so beautiful. It kind of reassured me that they were gonna be together, or they're gonna make it till the end, and I really hope that they do, because like I said, they are two nerds that I think really, really, really mess with each other, really likes each other, really love each other, if that's even possible for 10 days. But I really had confidence with their first interaction, and it looked really good. The second reveal is going to be Ashley and Tyler. Y'all, this was such a cute reveal. Like, even like when they first saw each other, the way she covered her mouth, she was so nervous. They look so good together. Like, shorty looked good, he looked good. They look literally so cute together. I really, really, really enjoyed watching their interaction. That girl is gorgeous. Ashley is literally drop dead gorgeous. Yeah, I didn't really find anything weird about their interaction. I don't know, the preview made it seem like they had something going on. So I'm kind of nervous to see what that is. But as of right now, they are just looking so like perfect for each other. The first interaction was really good. Moving on to episode 4, our next reveal is going to be Steven and Monica. Now, this reveal was very, like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel any spark between them. I don't feel like there's anything exciting. I just think Monica just want to be married. That's what it's giving me. You know, like, it's giving me Monica just want to be married. And Steven, I think Steven really, really do like her, really adores her, really appreciates her. But I don't think they have, like, that spark. You know, I don't see anything that excites them about each other. Maybe on Steven's side, I think she does excite him. And she's black. But I don't think that she gets that same emotion from him. And we're gonna see that outside of the pods. Their interaction was cute. He handed her a shirt, which she said that Shorty said, "Oh, the ring is nice, but the shirt is what meant a lot to her." And I'm like, girl, lies. You're lying. But okay. Is she the lawyer? She's the lawyer. She's lying. And I think it's just stuff like that that she's forcing herself to like, you know. The next reveal that we have is going to be Tim and Alexandra. No lie, this reveal was low-key. Like, it started off really good, but then he started talking about, like, he started just like having fun and making jokes, and Shorty was annoyed. Shorty was not having it. Shorty, I wrote it down in my notes. I was like, yo, Alexandra is already annoyed with this man, okay? So I don't know. Alexandra is definitely giving toxic, and she's definitely not as emotional as, like, well, she is emotional, but it's a different type of emotion when she came out of the pods. Our next reveal, which is on episode 5, is going to be Leo and Britney. Okay, so we know that this couple did not make it outside of the pods or to the honeymoon stage, but let's talk about their reveal. Do we even have to talk about the reveal? Britney was just disgusting. I feel like Britney was kind of just like, dang, I should have let this girl have it. I should have left this man with a bang. I felt so bad for my girl Britney because, like, she was just so uncomfortable. I think even her comment saying like, oh, let's not go to Mexico, let's go to Miami. Let's not go to this honeymoon, let's go shopping, okay? And he said, yeah, I will take you. We could go to Miami. Got him. Got him. Our last reveal was Ranson. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What's his name? Rams. His name is Rams. That's what I'm going to call him, because that's what she calls him. Okay, again, if I'm wrong, she's wrong. Okay? Rams and Marissa. They also had one of the best interactions. I think they clicked right away. I really do like them together. I think their interaction was cute. It was like, it was such a real interaction. Like, I feel like if I was to meet someone and the first time I'm meeting you, I'm kissing you and I'm getting proposed to you, this is how I would react. Like the awkwardness, the tension, the giggliness, the jokes, all of that would have been exactly like this. So I really liked the interaction. I think it was very real, very raw, very like, are we adults? All right, you guys. So now that we moved out of the pods, we are going to get into the honeymoon stage where they move into the honeymoon. And I didn't really want to talk about everyone, but I did want to talk about the interaction between Hannah and Nick. I think it's because they are the youngest. I think Hannah is very, very immature. She doesn't know what she wants, bro. Like, and I don't know. I like Hannah, but I don't like Hannah. When that whole situation with Nick wanted to ride the ducks, the duck riding, the woman came and Hannah called him over and the woman was like, oh, she's jealous, don't be jealous. And they were laughing. Hannah felt some type of way. I definitely understand Hannah's perspective and I understand why she was upset. I really do. At the same time, I just don't think it was that serious. But also, I do think Nick could have reassured her a little bit more, especially when all he was gonna do was ride on these ducks. The woman came along. The woman is not like a attractive woman or a woman like, you know, you would have to worry about, or a woman who was intentionally flirting. Not from what I could see. I don't think like it was like that. Like, what do you want him to do? You want him to smack this lady down? You want him to be rude? What do you want him to do? You want him to be like, oh no, my wife, my fiance's called me, I gotta go. Like, I just don't think that's a realistic thing to do or say. And like, you know, like it wasn't that serious, at least in my opinion, for her to get as mad as she got and for it to be like the topic that it was. Comment down below what you think about that situation and let me know, like, how would you react if that was you? She was riding that duck though, but she's like 50 years old. Be so for real. Be so for real. If Hannah was that mad, she could have walked over there and be like, okay, we all gonna race, okay? The reason why he went over there wasn't because, you know, Shorty was there. It was just he was interested in riding the ducks and she wanted to be like, oh, if you ride these ducks, it's gonna be a ick. And the topic of icks on this season is so weird. Like, why are we talking about icks? We are too old to be having icks. Like, I get it. There's stuff that are unattractive to us as women and really like ticks us off with men. But let's be so for real. Like, not having a job is an ick. You know, being dirty is an ick. But like riding a duck and having fun is an ick. I don't know. Maybe it's me. The next couple that I want to talk about is Steven and Monica. Now, this came out of nowhere. I didn't even know that they were having problems. I know that he kind of mentioned it in the beginning about him being like talkative and her, I don't know, she can't get a word out. But that took me by surprise. I didn't expect her to be so upset about not being able to talk when this man is expressing his feelings to you. I think that's so weird. As an older woman, you don't want a man to express their feelings to you. And I think this is where we get to see, like, she's really annoyed. Like, she don't like this man. You know, like, she's realizing, okay, like, I like my space. I literally have been single for so long that I'm okay with you not being around. And being that you're a talkative and probably like he's a physical person, he probably wants to be around her. He probably wants that affection and he probably gives a lot of affection. She's not like that. And this is what I was talking about. This is something I wanted to point out because I don't think she likes this man at all. And it sucks because she wasted his time. Because I think he really do like her. or love her or whatever the case may be. But I don't think she likes him at all. When it comes to Tim and Alexandra, at the end of episode 6, is it episode 6? Yeah. At the end of episode 6, we saw that they had an interaction or altercation the night before. We didn't get to see what the altercation was, but they did talk about it. Words were said that was not nice. Disrespect happened. Maybe something physical happened. It ended up with him having to go and sleep in another room. Now, I think because we see the type of girl Alexandra is, as far as like her attitude, her demeanor, her lack of respect towards Tim, I feel like they just need to call it quits. Because Tim, you don't need to only walk, you need to run. Hurry, ale, because this girl is gonna drive you crazy. She's gonna drive you insane. This is a toxic relationship forming, okay? The fact that this girl called him names, this girl kind of held him hostage for a period of time and didn't let him leave. This girl was probably yelling, hands in the face, all of that. The fact that she did that to you in a number of days of actually like knowing you and seeing you is insane. And I'm pretty sure she liked that. She liked that because the way she got on top of that man and the way she was talking to that man, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want you to leave. Toxic. She is toxic. And I just want him to leave before she makes a fool out of him. Because ultimately what's going to happen is that he's going to snap and she's going to find a reason to make him look like the ultimate bad guy. And I don't think Tim is that guy. Tim said to her, I don't like to argue. She said, what? You don't like to argue? Baby, all I do is argue. I like that. She is toxic. And it's so crazy because she's so pretty. But I can only imagine that, like, she's not nice with her words. She's not nice with her tone. Honestly, I feel like she's not even attracted to him. I think ultimately that's what it comes down to. She's not attracted to him. She don't see him as like a man because he cried so much. Like, I think because they bonded so much off of trauma and he was crying, he was boo crying, and because she saw that, she saw him as too vulnerable. She saw him as soft, even though this man is like big, but she saw him as super soft. That's probably what it was, honestly. I don't think like it's anything that he did wrong or he could have changed. It's just crying. Some girls really don't like when y'all cry. I'm not saying don't cry, but some girls really, really don't like when y'all cry. I can see how as a man, you gotta pick and choose when you could be vulnerable. You gotta like be strategic about your vulnerability. Because it's girls like that who just like drain you. That was really hard to watch because I think Tim is a great guy, but I don't think Kuri, go. Ale, run. Please, Tim, run. I hope he does run. I hope they don't even make it to the wedding because that girl is so toxic. That girl is not it. She's pretty though. She's gorgeous. And I even said it when I first met her in my first video. She is gorgeous. But damn, she is toxic. You gonna hold this man hostage? This big ass man? You gonna hold this man hostage? Come on. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you comment down below what you think about the couples. I have hopes that maybe 1 or 2 couples will make it, but you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you when the sun rises. Bye.